Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator, the podcast created for busy weight loss practitioners and their teams who want to simplify, systematize, and accelerate the growth of their new or existing weight loss practice. I'm your host, Carol Clark, and I'm so excited to share with you today 3 things that I have been working on specifically with the practices that I'm working with one-on-one, as well as some in my Bariatric Business Accelerator membership, to accelerate the productivity of themselves and their team, as well as increase the profitability of their practice. I'm seeing this at play each and every day, and it's really exciting. So there are 3 different things that you can take a look at with your team, or I always love doing these activities with the practices as well as we brainstorm ways to improve productivity and profitability while still providing outstanding patient care and great results for our patients. So the first one may not seem as if it can make a huge difference, but this is really impacting the productivity of owners and their leadership team as well as their team members. And that is really taking a look at your organizational chart and seeing, does it make sense? Does it make sense for where you are today and where you want to be going? And oftentimes I go into a practice and they are very top heavy, meaning that there are a lot of people in charge. And so a lot of times they're stepping on each other's toes. There's not clear lines of delineation of roles and responsibilities. And that could be one problem. Or perhaps there's just one person at the top and they are getting bombarded with every single thing that needs to get addressed. And maybe that's you if you're the owner or the administrator for the practice. Either way, neither of those are very productive for you and for your team. It's something that we want to have leadership in place. We want to have set lines of communication, and we want to make sure that some of the ownership is right at the level of those that are providing the care and our frontline receptionists, medical assistants, all that sort of thing. So taking a look at your organizational chart, what responsibilities, how they're divided up. Is it even? Is it something that needs to be revamped a little bit? Are lines of communication really open so that team members know exactly where to go if they have a concern? And then also a little bit of training about if there are frustrations or concerns that come up, making sure that there is some ownership at the level where the problem's occurring so that it helps prevent fires from blowing all the way up. So we've looked at organizational charts, we've made modifications, we've even utilized this strategy to get a few people out of the frontline fires and really into the mode where they need to be, which is strategy and growth for the practice. So it's been very exciting. So that is one of the things I wanted to share with you. The other one is I've created a revenue generating calculator that I've been using with some practices, and we're taking a look at exactly what is going on in their practice, and if they don't have a budget, getting that developed, or at least making sure that we're taking a look at their numbers, seeing what's working really well, what is not working so well, that's not profitable, and then using this revenue generating calculator to take a look at how you may want to change what you're offering in your practice or what you're focusing on in terms of promotion based on what your ultimate profitability goals are for your practice. It has been very insightful. It's been really exciting. And that's the second measure that has been really making an impact in practices. And it's really just a matter, like I say, of taking a look at what you're offering. What is your profitability for it? How many of those do you need to be providing on a monthly basis in order to get to your annual income that you're looking for? And we take a look at all of that. So it's been very exciting, but taking a step back and looking at that, sometimes we find we're putting so much effort, sort of like the 80-20 rule, we're putting so much effort in this 20% of where we're generating most of our revenue that it really would be better if we could take a look at focusing on what's really a little bit more simpler, something that's providing great results but is more profitable. And we also have been taking a look at some packages and pricing. So that's all some things you can do to almost immediately impact your bottom line. And the third thing, these lead into the third thing. The third thing is really developing some set key performance indicators that are monitored on a weekly basis, or if you can't do weekly, I'll let you do monthly, but I like weekly, that your team are actually following. So things that you want to be improving on. So we develop key performance indicators. We share with the team exactly why it's so important for the current and future growth of your practice. And they take ownership for that. And we have been developing certain key performance indicators. It can be a big change. It is not intended to be punitive in any way. Team members sometimes can feel that way at the beginning, but when we present it in the way that it is intended, which is we are a team working towards a common goal, it can really make a big difference. The other thing, if I had a fourth one to add, is taking a look at have you really stopped to look at your vision for your practice? Because sometimes we get so caught up in doing the same things day in and day out that it stifles our creativity. It kind of puts a damper or a cloud over why it is that we created our practice in the first place and our vision for that. And really taking a look at that can help sort of breathe new life into your practice and help you refocus on the three areas that I addressed. But these are some areas that I am so excited. I'm seeing great results with practices, and it's really almost like a breath of fresh air. And I love that. I love to get to be a part of that. So anyhow, I hope this helps you as well. It gives you something. Sometimes practitioners will say, oh, at the time I'm recording this, it's summertime. And they'll say, oh, summer's just a slower period of time. But it doesn't have to be that way. It is a time for you to continue to have patients coming through. It's a great time for you to also be taking a look at your practice, making any changes, making some big plans for the second half of the year. And it's an exciting thing that I hope you are interested in, of course, and it can embrace and make happen in your practice. If I can help in any way, reach out to me. Carol, Karol, at weightlosspracticebuilder.com. I do lots of free business strategy sessions as well. I'd love to do that with you. You can access my calendar at our website, weightlosspracticebuilder.com. And that is helpful as well. You can also do weightlosspracticebuilder.com/free and get lots of other free resources. I hope you have subscribed to this podcast. I share some information with you weekly, and I am excited and honored to do this work with many practices. And I wish you much success. Take care.